Hey, how's it going, everybody? Tall Tesla guy here. So if you're like me, you're looking all the time for videos on how to help make decisions on things and, you know, the pros and cons of different things. Well, you can find 1,001 videos talking about every reason why you should get something, specifically a Tesla. And then there's a couple of videos talking about why you shouldn't. So what I want to do is I'm going to start out by saying, you know, certainly if you've watched my channel, you know that I am a Tesla fan. In fact, my channel is called the Tall Tesla Guy because I am in fact a tall Tesla guy. I love everything about my car. It was a great decision that we made from the beginning, and we've had it for about 6 months, and we've got about 5,000 miles on it. So I start out to say that I absolutely love it. I love where the company's going, where I think they're going, and then it's certainly everything about the vehicle itself. However, there are a few things, a few drawbacks that I've learned over the past six months or so that I think you should kind of take into consideration when you're trying to make the decision whether or not you should get a Tesla moving forward. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to throw 5 reasons out there why maybe, hey, you shouldn't get a Tesla. You know, first thing first is going to be range. You know, similar to with a gas vehicle, when you're talking about miles per gallon, you know, you get yourself a Hummer that's got 8 miles per gallon, you know, you're going to be going to the gas station every day, all the time. Well, similarly, the range. Now, the Teslas over the years have been increasing the range exponentially. And in fact, with the new battery technology that they have coming out here, the Model S Plaid that's supposed to be coming out later on in the year, that's going to have 500 plus miles of range. Range anxiety is going to be a thing of the past. Now, we're not there yet, though. And in fact, our Tesla Model Y gets about 320 estimated miles per charge. Now, that's a complete charge up to 100. We never charge it to 100. We do about 80%, but that's something you got to keep in mind and, you know, take into consideration when you're thinking about it. They have different varying levels of, you know, range that you can get with the vehicles. The cheaper ones, the cheaper Model Y that they just launched, it's a rear-wheel drive. You're getting about 240. Now, that's a max estimated range. In reality, you know, daily driving conditions, even if it's perfect weather, you know, pushing the gas, using the radio, using the seat heater, stuff like that, you're going to lose right off the bat about 10%. Now that's if you max out, so that's going to be about 33 miles off the 330 mile charge. Now that's 100% charge. In addition to that, if it's cold outside, if it's too hot outside, if you have wind that's hitting your car, you can lose another 10%. So daily, on average, we lose about 20%. It can be more or less depending on how you drive, how fast you drive, if you're racing, you know, if you're using more or less the features, stuff like that. But you can kind of plan on about 20%, which is almost about 70 miles of range that you're losing. Now that's off of maximum charge. We only charge about 80%, about 270 miles on the day. So we get about 200 miles. You know, in reality, if we were to drain it all the way down before we are completely out, it's definitely something you need to keep into take into consideration and think about when you're picking your vehicle out, or if you were trying to decide if you wanted to get it. So the second thing you got to really think about is the environment that you live in. If you're in a really remote area, you may not have access to superchargers, you may not have access to, you know, other charging networks through PlugShare or Electrify America, that sort of thing. And then on top of that, if you're in an area that's super hot or super cold, that range loss that we talked about, the 20% at least, is going to be closer to about 30 or 40%. So you've got to really take that into consideration too. Now, I live in kind of a temperate climate here. It doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. They have them down in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's really hot, and then of course up in North Dakota, Montana, where it's really cold, or it can be in the wintertime. So you've really got to take that into consideration. That brings me to the third thing. If you don't have access to a charger at home, it can be more difficult. Now, we charge with the 240 outlet that I installed in the garage. It charges great. I get about 30 miles per hour of charge, which is fantastic, more than enough to recoup everything that I use in a typical day. However, if this is your only driver, this is your primary vehicle, and you don't have a way to charge it, it can be a challenge. Part of it had no way to plug it in. I could go to the supercharger, but going to the supercharger frequently to get this charged up, you know, it could be kind of troublesome down the road. So, you know, thinking about that kind of stuff, where you're going to charge it, how are you going to charge it, is huge. And if you don't have a home charger, it could become an inconvenience for you. So something to keep in mind for sure. Number 4, right? So you don't have to do this by any means, but it seems like, you know, PPF, paint protection film, ceramic coating, and tinting of the windows. Now that's any vehicle, right? They come with factory tint that is, you know, not dark enough for you or something like that. So you can take tinting of the windows out of there. The ceramic coating and the paint protection film almost seems like something that goes in conjunction with a Tesla. Now we did both of them for our vehicle in addition to tinting the windows. It just, protects the vehicle. It is not a cheap vehicle no matter which one you get. So it's definitely an investment, and you want to protect your investment. So that's going to add to it. It's going to add to the cost once you get it. In addition to that, Teslas, they're so aerodynamic all the way around it that it seems to have, there's a scoop in the front that seems to collect rocks that hit up from other vehicles behind you. It's got, it doesn't come with mud flaps, not that all vehicles do, but you end up kicking rocks up to the rocker panels in the back. Tesla is notorious for having paint issues or fit and finish issues. So stuff like that if you end up getting one that has those problems, you still want to protect the vehicle. You want paint protection in there too. So, it's something to consider in addition to it, because it can be $3,000 or $4,000 in addition to the cost that you paid for the vehicle. So something to, definitely keep in mind. And then number 5 for sure is going to be the internet connection. It sounds like a silly thing to have for a vehicle. My other vehicle, my gas vehicle, doesn't need an internet connection. Now you just need a good Wi-Fi connection, or you need to be close to a Wi-Fi hotspot in order to get automatic updates. You need to be able to, if you want to do anything in the infotainment system, like watching Netflix while you're waiting at a supercharger, watching Hulu or YouTube videos or anything like that. In addition, any of the over-air updates, like I was talking about, if it's a bug fix in the vehicle, a new screen setup, it has to have connection to the internet to be able to do that. Now we park in the garage. It's close enough to our Wi-Fi, which is fantastic. But if you don't have access to any of that kind of stuff, if you're parking it outside in the street and it's not close to your internet, you're going to run into issues. You're going to need to find a hotspot in order to get some of the stuff that comes with it, which can add to the inconvenience of it. And then this is kind of a final sort of side note on this, maybe 5A or something like that, is fit and finish issues. Now we got super lucky with ours. Ours came out fantastic. I only noticed a couple of small paint blemishes, a couple of little fit things, and I put a video in there, and I'll put a link up on the top that you guys can see that down there on our delivery day experience. But it is something you really want to take a look at and comb over. A lot of the issues that you're going to see in there are not detrimental to the drive, for sure, not detrimental to the experience, the enjoyment of driving the vehicle. But if it's something that's going to be bothering you all the time, if you're going to be measuring out millimeters off on stuff, then it's going to be something that just kind of irks at you all the time. So something you want to keep in mind and get ready for and plan for yourself so that you can look for when you're picking up your vehicle. But wrapping all that together, even with the reasons, I have way more reasons why I did buy it, and then looking back why I'm happy that I bought it. So, all of that aside, I can say that it's been a great experience so far. We've loved the vehicle. We loved its addition to our fleet, which only consists of one other vehicle, but it is our daily driver. We drive it every day to drop off my daughter. Now, we are also in quarantine, so we're not taking these long road trips, and then who knows what will happen when we do that. But in general, I can say we love the vehicle, and we love nearly everything about it. So, hey, hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you made it this far, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We put in videos at least once a week talking about everything that we can think of. So, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and stay safe out there.